Hi, everyone. Welcome to Love It, Thank It, Bring It. I'm Diane Forster, and I am so excited to be here today because we are talking about the topic of go first. And what I mean by go first is for you to put yourself first above everybody else. And I write about it in the book, and I talk about it a lot, about how being selfish in a really good way is actually a really good thing. And with this series, we're now in week 3 of Love It, Thank It, Bring It. So if you're here again, thank you for continuing to come. I really appreciated it. If you're here for the first time, I invite you to go back. We're now in week 3 of this series. Our first week was 2 weeks ago, and our topic was "You Are So Beautiful and Don't Ever Forget That." And I gave you, it was a great show, and I gave you 4 steps to do to really create your awareness of your inner beauty, because only 4% of women think that they're beautiful, which is crazy. And then last week, we did Forgiveness is So Freeing, and I gave you 3 steps to help you to easily and permanently forgive anyone of anything. So both of those are on YouTube. Or if you're signed up for here, you can possibly see the replay. But either way, they're at either place. And what I do as part of Love It, Thank It, Bring It, and Living the I Have Today way is I give you 3-step processes, because they're easy to remember, they're easy to implement, and then they're easy to build upon. And so we're focusing on one topic a week, and I give you something to do for the entire week so that it really creates a habit for you, and that's how the subtle shifts happen, and that creates lasting, permanent change. So this week is no different, and these topics are all coming to you. I'm bringing them to you because this is what I'm hearing from you, from my clients, my one-on-one clients, and then from the community of issues and things that you have. And so many women, we women are hard on ourselves, and we put the needs of everybody else above our own needs. And so my question for you is, where do you stand in line? Where do you rank in the line that is your life? Are you putting everybody's needs above your own? Are you putting your kids' needs above your own, your spouse's needs, your boss's needs, your parents' needs, other people's needs above your own? Okay, I see that, Judy. Thank you very much. So you communicate with her. If she's got questions, pass it through. So I'm glad that she's on. Thank you for the interaction. So the question is, where do you stand and where do you rank in that? And so why we do a live weekly webinar, what's so great is if you're here now, you can ask me any questions and we can interact, which is so great about having a live weekly webinar. So I just wanted to give you a little recap and a little background as to what Love It, Thank It, Bring It is all about if you are here for the first time. And then if you have not seen those previous webinars, please, I encourage you to go back and take a look at them. And then I also tie in my weekly blog with these topics as well. So my blog is you can find my blog at ihavetoday.com. There's a tab there, visit my blog. Just go there and register to get my weekly blog, because that's going to recap what we talk about as well. There'll be some different things in there, but the 3-step process will be there, and a lot of great synergy with what we're talking about here and then what's in the blog. So with that said, let's get started. So question is, where do you rank? And I want to tell you a couple of stories. So for me, growing up, my mom was Italian. She's been gone for 20 years, but she grew up being Italian. And I don't mean to create a stigma with this or anything like that, but despite the fact that she was Italian, she did not instill guilt in us. It wasn't any, I know, oh, hey, Morgan, how are you? So happy that you're here. We're just getting started. So happy to have you on. My mom, despite her being Italian, didn't instill that guilt, that can sometimes happen. I'm not making a generalization. I'm just saying it's one of those things that some Italian moms, Italian families can really, create that guilt and putting the family first. And so my mom did not do that. My dad didn't do it either. But the thing that happened, though, is as I became an adult and started to go out on my own, I went away to college and moved away. All of a sudden, I started feeling guilt about that I didn't put enough emphasis into my relationship with my parents. And I really had a lot of guilt associated with that. And I don't know where it came from. I mean, it wasn't even like it was instilled in me from my parents, but it was society and it was other influences that embedded it in me, that I had that feeling of guilt. And if my mother was sitting right next to me here today, I know she would say, Diane, you go first. You put you first. Make you a priority. She would never make me feel bad about that. But yet there it was. And so when I became a mom, and so many of us moms do this, and this is, even if you're not a parent, you have this too, but parents and mothers, women, we have this level of guilt that's associated with, if we do anything that is for ourselves that's not related to our kids. I know I used to do that. I used to beat myself up if I did anything where I was spending time on myself where I could have been spending it with my kids, which is, it's crazy, because our kids need a vacation from us just as much as we need vacation from them. And so actually today is a pretty significant day for me. I am leaving tonight on vacation for my annual girls' weekend trip. And this is a mandatory, like it's non-negotiable girls' weekend that my sisters, my cousin, and friends and I go. There's 6 of us, sometimes 7 of us that go on this trip. And it's once a year, and we go away, and this is our 20th year of doing this. For 20 years, we have made a commitment. I am the only one in the group that has never missed a year, despite everything that happened. I mean, and we started this tradition 20 years ago when my mother passed away, how to honor her. This is over her birthday weekend, how to honor her and honor our relationship and support for each other. So imagine what we've seen over the last 20 years together. We have seen, births, and we have seen deaths. We have seen diseases. We have seen marriages and divorces and remarriages, everything under the sun. And it is sacred, special time. And as I said, it's a non-negotiable. We go no matter what. There has to be something really catastrophic going on for us not to be there. And that is what I mean by putting yourself first. That's an example of how I put myself first. It does not matter what's going on. I clear the deck. I clear the calendar. My ex-husband knew about it. My kids knew about it. And it's so important to put yourself first. So, and think about the support and the love and the community and the camaraderie we've had together by putting ourselves first. So what I want to say to you is, what is it costing you not to put you first in not just this on an annual trip, but what is it costing you on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, of you not putting yourself first above everybody else, your spiritual well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, and your mental well-being, because there's guilt associated with it. And you feel like if you're not doing for others, then you're not living up to yourself. And the thing is, we have to nurture ourselves first. We have to come first. So for me, what I do every single day, I've talked about this before, so if you've heard this before, sorry, I'm repeating it. But if you haven't heard this before, I have my 2-hour window that is my time every single day. I wake up every day and I meditate, I write in my journal, and then I read if there's time, and then I move my body. And so before I give to anyone else in the world, I give to me first in those areas. I nurture my spirit, mind, and body first. And then I have so much more energy and capacity to give to others. And it's actually so healthy and good. So what's it costing you not to be carving out time in your day for you? And what does that look like? What would that look like for you if you were doing it and if you were doing more of it? Excuse me. So, the benefits of it are, sorry, that you have more time, more energy, more capacity, more desire to do for others in the world. And I'm going to say this at the end, but I want to interject it now. I'm not saying don't do for anybody else. I'm definitely not saying that at all. Of course, take care of your spouse, take care of your kids, take care of your family, take care of your boss, take care of your community, volunteer, do all of those things. Just make sure that you're putting yourself first. What did I want to say about this? Oh, did you ever get that pang in your gut when you've said something and committed to something that immediately after you wish you didn't say yes to, and you get that pang like, oh, why did I say yes to that? Well, that's us not listening and being congruent with our inner being, our inner being and our soul. That's a disconnect there. And that comes from lack of trust for ourselves. Every time that's ever happened to me, it's because I didn't trust myself in that moment. And believe me, there's been plenty of times I've done that. I didn't trust myself in that moment, and I didn't respect myself enough in that moment. And so it was me being out of alignment with me. And so it's me also worried more about what somebody else is going to think and honoring somebody else's feelings over my own feelings. And we can't do that. And that comes from, our level of lack of self-worth, which is something that I'm committed to helping women really know their true value and their true worth. So have you ever had that experience? I don't bring it up to make you feel bad about it. I bring it up to you so that you have a heightened awareness of it, because once you have an awareness of it, that's an opportunity. That's a lesson for us to say, well, I'll never do that again, because it's out of alignment with who we are and it's incongruent with who we are. So now what I want to do is tell you the 3 steps to help you put yourself first and see where it is you rank on your list in the line of your life. So step number 1 is this. Are you ready? If you can, write this down. And again, this is in my blog at ihavetoday.com. So please go to there. Please go to my website and click to register to receive the blog so that you have it there too, in case you can't write this down. So number 1 I want you to do is I want you for 1 week at the end of the day to write down as much as you can everything that you've done during the day. So if you journal at night and that's part of your practice, I journal in the morning typically, but sometimes I do these things at night, then add this to your practice. But if you don't, do this for a week and write down every single thing that you do. From the moment you wake up until the moment that you go to sleep, as much as you can, as much detail that you can. But if you can, I want you to do it in 2 columns. So column number 1 is yourself, and then column number 2 is everybody else. And watch the pattern that happens throughout the week of how much you're doing for you and how much you're doing for others, and see where the scale is tipping there, okay? This is going to be illuminating for you and eye-opening for you, okay? And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, this is step number 2, as you're going throughout your day and throughout your life, ask yourself, am I doing this because I really want to be doing this? Or am I doing this because I feel obligated to do this? So there are many things that we do other than the fact that you got to go get your hair done. You got to go get your nails done. You got to do your self-care. You got to work out for yourself. You got to brush your teeth and take care of yourself physically. Other than those things, everything else can be done by somebody else. And everything else can be done by somebody else who would gladly do it and actually do it for a minimal amount of money. I'm not kidding. I have a personal assistant. She helps me out in so many ways, and the benefit I get, it far outweighs what I pay her. I get so much more value from what she's doing for me, like running my errands, doing my laundry. I'm not kidding. Taking out the trash. I mean, she was here today doing things for me, and she's happy to do it. And what she does then is she frees up my time so I can do what I'm doing right now, which is hosting a webinar, supporting you, coaching clients, doing things where my time, we don't get our time back. It's so precious and it's so valuable. So my time is worth more than that for me. I ask myself that question. What is this costing me? What is the value of this in terms of adding to my life and enhancing my life? And I weigh those things, and I looked at them and I said, I don't want to be doing these things. I feel obligated to do these things. My time is better served in other ways. So ask yourself that question. What are you doing, and what is it costing you that somebody else could be doing it? Because by doing these things and freeing up my time, it also allows me to go on vacation and then spend time with my kids and do those other things. So I want you to ask yourself that question and really think about that list of things that you could be having somebody else do for you. Okay, so that's step number 2. All right, step number 3. This is good. Have fun with this. Again, create a list. And I do a lot of writing. Doing these exercises and these practices is so good for creating clarity in your life. So that's why I do a lot of this stuff. I want you to create a list of experiences that you want to have in your life. And I mean this from the daily activities to, small things to big things. So if you want to spend more quality time with your kids, put that on the list. If you want to spend more time in nature, put that on the list. If you want to, have date night with your spouse, put that on the list. If you want to go out with friends more often, put that on the list. If you want to travel to one foreign destination a year, twice a year, put that on the list. Make that list really, really extensive. As much as everything that you want your life to look like, every little detail, from if you want to spend more time at the gym, whatever it is, okay? Now, here's the key. Next to that list of things, next to each item, I want you to write down how much time you're devoting to achieving those things. Shocking. Because what you're going to find is you're spending very little time doing the things that you want to be doing and putting you and your wants and your desires first. So you're going to look at it and you're going to feel bad about it. And I'm really sorry about that. But the good news is, again, this is so illuminating. And when we know, like Oprah says, when we know better, we do better. I think Maya Angelou said it first. But when we know better, we do better. And the key is, now that you know this, and you will know this, you can't not know it. It's too late. You've shined the light on it. And now that you know, and so now you're going to be creating awareness, and this week-long practice is going to be so good for you. Really put the focus and the attention and the energy on you being selfish in a really good way and putting yourself first. Nurture this, and so what'll happen, and what I want to hear from you is I want to hear about your lists. I want to hear about your ahas. I want to hear what this opened up for you. I want you talking to me and talking to this community here about it, and shine the light on it. And then once you've taken that list, then bring it. The love it, thank it, bring it. The bring it part is how you move forward in your life once you've looked at everything, loved everything that showed up in your life, are grateful for it, including moments like this, but then how you show up after and how you move your life forward, living it the way you want to be living it, intentionally, with purpose in every single moment of every single day in every area of your life. So those are the 3 steps. I'll repeat them for you. So number 1 was to write everything that you do down in an entire day at the end of the day for an entire week. And then make sure it's in 2 columns, your column and then everybody else's column. And then step 2 was ask yourself the question, am I doing this because I want to be doing this? Or I feel obligated to do it. And then create that list of things that somebody else could be doing for you that would be happy to do those things for you that you really don't want to be doing anyway. And then the 3rd is to write down that list of every single thing that you want your life to look like and how you want to feel. And then how much time you're allotting to it each and every day, week, month, year. How much of your life are you devoting to it? So again, let me reiterate that this does not mean that you don't put your family first and your kids first and your spouse first and other people first in your life. You absolutely do need to do that too, but you need to put you first. You need to rank number 1 in your life. Okay. So, excuse me. I also want to give you what I'm doing is I'm giving you the Love It, Thank It, Bring It affirmation statements each week too. This is on the blog. So I have them written on a piece of paper here. So I'm just going to read them to you. And if you can write these down, write them down. Otherwise, they'll be on the blog. So your Love It statement is, these are your mantras. I am the manager of my life. I am the manager of my life, okay? Your Thank It statement is, I am grateful for my decision-making skills. Decision-making, I've talked about this. We'll definitely talk more about this. Trust me, this will be a whole episode on decision-making and the power of quick decision-making. Your ability to make decisions is your power. It really is. And you get to decide in every single moment of your life how you want to feel and how you want your life to look. It is a choice. And then the Bring It statement is, again, I decide what to do. I decide. That's it. So what I want to offer up, because I have products and services on my site under products and services. I have the book. I have the journal. I now created the 30-day challenge on how to have it better today. I made it in one big, awesome, complete system that has all 30 days transcribed with the video links because you guys asked me for it. You wanted it. You wanted to see it again. So now I gave it. It's available to you for purchase on there. You just click it once, you get it downloaded immediately, and you have it forever, which is so awesome. But what I really want to do is I want to hear from you. I want to offer up a free 20-minute strategy session with me. Here, I'm going to load it for you right now on the screen so you could see it. There it is. I'm going to give you a complimentary strategy session for 20 minutes. My normal strategy sessions run closer to an hour, and I charge for them, but I want to hear from you, and I want to know what's going on in your life, and how can I help you, and how can I support you. And actually, the response to this has been very good. I got a whole bunch of sessions booked from last week's webinar, so please take advantage of this. Please, schedule an appointment with me. Let's talk and let me see how I can support you and I can help you in your personal life, in your professional life, with your relationship, your love relationship, your family relationships, in any way that I can be supportive of you. So please click that link and let me help you, okay? Because I'm happy to do it. And I think that might be everything that I have today. So I really just want to wrap it by saying thank you for being here. You mean everything to me, and it's my mission to be here and be supportive of you. And I hope that you find the content that I'm giving you helpful, because I'm taking it directly from you. One of the reasons that I did this is because one of my current clients is so stressed out about time. She has no time to even be on this webinar. I mean, this webinar, we're running like 30 minutes. And so how sad is that there's just such an imbalance in her life that she can't be here when this is available to her. And so she needs to master the art of going first. So I'm going to help her with that. So on that note, I want to say it's been great, and I'm going to enjoy my vacation. I cannot wait to hear from you. Share your lists with me. Share your ahas with me. You know, you can also, in addition to booking a session here and getting in the chat box, you can also go on my site at ihavetoday.com. At the bottom of the homepage, there's contact us information. You put your message in there, and I respond to everyone. And if you're seeing this on YouTube after the live webinar, write me comments in there, because I read all and respond to all of those as well. I know sometimes it's hard. People can't be here live, but if you're watching it after, I will respond to you. So again, click the link to book a complimentary session with me. Thank you for being here. I love you, and I love that you're here living your life. Love it. Thank it. Bring it the I Have Today way. So intentionally, fully, on purpose, with passion. So I will see you soon. Take care.